My Neighbour's Affair, the My Neighbour's Affair, The Dark Secrets Behind Closed Doors. Part 1. Introduction. What do you really know about your neighbours? Welcome back to the channel. Let's be honest, we've all done it. You're standing at your window, coffee in hand, and you look across the street or over the fence at your neighbours. You see their beautiful home, their happy family, the way they laugh as they pull into the driveway, and you think, they have it all. But have you ever stopped to wonder what happens when the curtains are drawn and the lights go out? What if that perfect smile is a mask for a nightmare? What if their perfect life is actually a lethal trap that you are about to fall into? Today, we are dissecting a high-tension psychological thriller that will make you want to bolt your doors and close your blinds. My Neighbour's Affair, by Daniel Hurst. This is a story about betrayal, obsession, and the terrifying price of curiosity. If you loved Gone Girl or The Girl on the Train, you need to stay until the end of this video. Let's look through the keyhole. Part 2. The Fatal Discovery and the First Mistake. The story is set in a quiet, pristine suburban neighbourhood where reputation is everything. We follow two houses positioned right next to each other. On one side, we have the perfect couple, successful, attractive, and envied. On the other side, we have our protagonist, a silent observer who finds their own life a bit too quiet, a bit too dull. The spark. It all begins with a single, forbidden moment, an affair, a brief lapse in judgment that results in a secret hidden behind a closed door. In the world of Daniel Hurst, no secret is ever free. The Watcher. When our protagonist discovers the truth about the neighbour's affair, they don't do the normal thing. They don't call the police, and they don't confront the couple. Instead, they do something far more dangerous. They keep watching. They realise that knowledge is power, and they begin to play a high-stakes game of psychological cat and mouse. But as they pull on the thread of this secret, they don't realise that the entire neighbourhood is about to unravel. Part 3. The climax, when the hunter becomes the prey. What makes this book so addictive, is how the curiosity slowly turns into a dark obsession. The addiction of observation. Monitoring the neighbours becomes a full-time job. Every strange car in the driveway, every late-night argument, every suspicious glance becomes a piece of a much larger, much darker puzzle. The protagonist begins to believe they are the hero of the story, the one who will expose the truth. The tip of the iceberg. But then the kitsch tinge, the rising tension, reaches a boiling point. It turns out the affair was just the beginning. Beneath the surface of this suburban scandal lies a web of financial fraud, cold-blooded extortion, and unsolved disappearances. Character psychology. Daniel Hurst is a master at writing unreliable characters. As you watch the story unfold, you realize that everyone is guilty of something. The lines between the victim and the villain disappear. You start to see that the person watching is just as twisted as the people being watched. It is a suffocating exploration of greed, revenge, and the realization that in this game, no one is coming to save you. Part 4. Analysis. Why is this a must-read? Why is My Neighbour's Affair currently exploding on BookTok and Amazon? 1. The pacing. Hurst uses short, punchy chapters that almost always end on a cliffhanger. It is a binge read in book form. You tell yourself, just one more chapter, and suddenly it's 3 a.m. 2. Relatable fear. The book taps into a very modern anxiety. The fear that the people closest to us, our friends, our family, our neighbours, are the ones we should fear the most. It explores the dark side of suburban voyeurism and the toxic nature of envy. 3. The knockout twist. If you've read any of Daniel Hurst's other work like The Doctor's Wife or The Passenger, you know he always saves the best for last. The ending of My Neighbour's Affair is a literal rug pull. It is a shocking conclusion that you will not see coming, forcing you to rethink every single interaction you've seen throughout the video. Part 5. Conclusion: never look through the cracks. My Neighbour's affair is a chilling reminder that curiosity doesn't just kill the cat. It destroys lives. It's a fast-paced, mean-spirited, and brilliant thriller that proves that sometimes the safest thing you can do is mind your own business. Thank you for joining me for this final review in our series. Have you ever had a strange neighbour? Have you ever seen something you weren't supposed to see through a window? Share your stories in the comments. Keep them anonymous, of course. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dives into the world's most addictive psychological thrillers. Until next time, keep your doors locked, your curtains closed, and try to get some sleep, if you can. Goodbye.